Dear friends, if you don't have an opportunity, in time, in aspiration, in strength, to read the story written by Nikolai Leskov left-handed, then watch this video and you will know about talented armorer from city Tula who is called the left-handed, as in the same amount as a man who read this story. Leskov wrote it in 1881. The full title of the story is A Tale about a skew left-handed from Tula and about a steel flea. There is a mix of fictional and real events that lay in the plot. The main events of the story happen maybe in 1815. So, after the victory over Napoleon, the Emperor Alexander Pavlovich wanted to visit Europe to see wonders in different countries. The Don Cossack Platov, whose was a prince, always told him that there is no reason to be surprised. We have better things. English people decided to surprise the Russian emperor. They showed him their Kunstkameras. They started to boast some gun. Alexander likes it. He says that his masters can't do that. Then Platov took a screwdriver, disassembled the gun and showed it to the prince because it has done it Tula. The Englishmen were shocked. Next day, in the last room of the Kunstkamera, someone gave Alexander an empty tray. He understands nothing. Then the British say that he looked closer. On the tray was a steel flea with a clockwork mechanism inside. They gave the emperor a tiny microscope, to see everything in details. When Alexander put a little key in the flea, it started to dance. The emperor was amazed. He right away bought this flea for 1 million of silver. Tricky English ones wanted 5,000 for a case for the flea. Platov was ashamed of their greediness. Alexander paid the money without any questions and said that his masters ain't no good enough for a wonder like this. Platov didn't start to argue with the prince and took the tiny scope from the English people. Soon Alexander Pavlovich died. His widow Elizabeth didn't continue looking after the flea. The new emperor Nikolai Pavlovich, Alexander's brother, was interested in the flea, but couldn't understand anything. Then Cossack Platov told everything to the new emperor. By the way, he mentioned that our masters from Tula should outperform the English ones, if you'll give a task like this. Then Nikolai told Platov to take part in this business, to outdo the English people. The armorers from Tula looked at the flea and submitted that the flea was made very awesome. They told Platov to go on and continue his business on Don, and when he'll finish to come to them. By this time they will think about something. They told to leave the flea in the case. Platov wanted to know what clue they have made. But the Tula people didn't say anything. There were thoughts in the mind, but the Cossack wouldn't believe though, if he would hear about it. Platov told that he'll return in 2 weeks. 3 of the armorers answered that it'll be enough, and they started the work. But first they went to the church to pray. Worked in the house of the left-handed, the skew boy with a birthmark on the cheek. The boys closed themselves in the house. They didn't let nobody in and didn't go out as well. It was unclear what they eat. They were working 2 weeks and ended it when Platov arrived. The armorers brought the flea. Platov looks up and can't understand anything. The flea is lying how it was lying. Nothing happened. Platov shouts up on them in anger. He swears. Is it a trick? Do I look like a fowl? Then the boys say that they'll show their talent to the emperor. Platov grabbed the flea and frowned it in his stroller. He came to the emperor and is afraid of telling him. So, what's up with the masters from Tula? Not good. They didn't do anything. Bitches. They told that they did it, but I don't see anything. Bring it and show me. We'll see. I don't believe that my people would lie to me. Emperor called his daughter Alexandra and told her to switch on the flea with a key. The flea wiggles her tendrils but not her legs. Platov shouts loud, and started to swear the masters. He took the left-handed by his hair and started to drag him. That one says, to bring the strongest tiny scope and to look in it. Emperor looks at the flea and the tiny scope. Doesn't see anything. He told to call the left-handed. Mate, something is wrong. It's fine, sir. Just take a look on the flea's heel. Nikolai looked at it and was in shock. He approached the left-handed and hugged him, not brushed, dirty, and after kissed him. Then he announced to everyone, "These bitches shod the flea." Then the left-handed added, "If you had stronger tiny scope, you would see names of the masters, and I did the nail, with what we did the shod. But you won't even see them." The emperor was completely shocked. "Where did you take a tiny scope like this? We don't have it. It's just our vision, sir." At this moment the emperor told to prepare the left-handed for the journey to show the wonder to the English ones. Washed him, dressed him, cut his hair and sent him to London. During the journey he didn't eat, just drank wine and sang Russian songs. The English saw his work and were surprised. Started to ask him questions. Does he know maths? Why does he pray with his left hand? I don't know arithmetic. I do pray with my left hand because I'm a left-handed. English told that it's bad that he doesn't know how to count. Otherwise he would know that flea couldn't dance with an extra weight. The left-handed agreed. Then English asked him to stay here forever. The left-handed refused. "I won't sell my motherland." The left-handed started to talk about his religion, about how the matchmaking goes at home, that he doesn't really like the local women. They were too many clothes. They look like monkeys. Then they suggested to meet their factories, to see how the English people work, and after they would send him back to St. Petersburg by a sail. The left-handed agreed. They showed him many factories. He liked it, especially that the workers were well fed and clean, dressed. He noticed that English ones carefully work with old guns. He started to miss his own land and went back home by the sail. He got many presents from English people. On the sail he met a skipper's helper that talked Russian. They dared, "You'll drink more." They drank whole way. The captain even locked them, as they might make a mess. Generally, it wasn't possible to decide who was the winner. The left-handed arrived to St. Petersburg, sent the Englishman to the embassy, where they took care after him, treated him, and took everything from the left-handed, and money, and presents, as he didn't have any documents. Started to carry him to hospitals. Anywhere without a passport was not accepted. Then carried it to the most lousy hospital where all were accepted. As the Englishman came to himself he started to search his Russian friend. Found him. He was lying on the floor of the hospital. He told him with difficulty that he wants to talk to the emperor. The foreigner started to search for a person who could help his friend. Found Platov. He already left his work and didn't have any authority. He passed him to the commandant Skobelev. That one gave a doctor. But the doctor was late. Before his death, the left-handed begged to transfer to the emperor that English people don't clean guns with a brick, or in case of a war, they wouldn't shoot. The left-hander crossed and died. The doctor transferred the left-handed words to a Graf, so that he could transfer them to the emperor. Graf shouted on the doctor, so that he could stop messing with not his business. No one transferred that to the emperor. And people in army continued cleaning the guns with bricks until the Crimea War. But if the emperor knew left-handed advice, maybe the Crimea War may have different attitude. This is the end.